Oh man. Oh! Brandino Wolfensteino. Anyway, oh man. So this, well, not this week's, but I guess it could be this week's. This week's in Naruto Gaiden, the Spring of Sakura. Don't know the title, I don't care, because it doesn't matter. Because, yo, this week, let me shrug my shoulders to this week, baby. My shoulders is making a brother fly. This mother, yo, come on. So Sauske, starting off the chapter, of course, the spoilers everywhere. If you haven't read it, you know, I'm not going to reveal all of the details because I don't even know if they're correct. But Sauske, of course, he's so busy out here looking for enemies that he doesn't even realize that his own daughter is standing in front of his face. Now, the only other problem is that we find out later on in the chapter that there are more Uchiha, of course, we already know that. But that's probably why Sauske automatically thought that she was an enemy, because he doesn't know if she's just an enemy Uchiha using like a genjutsu or something, because he hasn't seen her in a while and he doesn't expect her to be out there. So he's like, you know, who is this? So when he finally like comes to grip and sees that it's his daughter, he kind of does the part that sucks about Sasuke's personality is most of the time he comes off immediately like angry or upset or pissed because of the situations that's happening. Of course, the people around him pick up on that and think like he's basically like disgusted with them. I feel like he's more just disgusted with the situation because he knew that he had to take this by himself and he didn't want her to be out there. So he's like, so she's like, oh, Papa, how can you not recognize me? I recognize you. And he's like, you weren't supposed to be here. It's like, this doesn't have anything to do with you. And you know, like most of his speech patterns are kind of cold and sharp. So if you don't, like, of course Naruto can see through it, and Sakura, even though she cries all the time, can kind of see through it a little bit. But if you're not used to his speech patterns, you would think automatically that, yo, this guy is just an ass, which he is, but sometimes. But at least he's turned his leaf all the way over. Leaf Village. Anyway, so you see that he's talking to her, and then Naruto and them coming, and they're like, oh man, so this is where you were. And then she breaks down the big question, like no time wasted. She's like, who is that lady in the damn picture with you? Is mom really my mom? And why are you never in the damn village? What is wrong with you? And he's like, you know, this doesn't concern you. You shouldn't even be here, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, forget you two. And she, like, runs away, of course. You know, like, girls being extra. So she's, like, all distraught and everything because, you know, she just met her father. And her father's not even, like, because you see how Naruto acts towards just people alone. And then you see, even though Naruto's kind of distant towards his kids, too. Not on purpose, but because, you know, he has to be Hokage. But you see that it's the thing that I've noticed with both of them, actually, that I just picked up on now. The reason why they act the way that they act, even though Sauske had a father, for the longest time neither of them actually had legitimate parents. So now that they are parents, even though they have different styles of doing it, they're kind of not, you know, prepared for that life. So where Naruto took on the big challenge of Hokage, and now he's leading the village, he has children. So, I mean, his daughter, he doesn't really have to worry about it because Hinata's usually training her and teaching her. But his son, he has to worry about because he's always getting in trouble. But he's not really used to being a father. Not saying that his father was a bad father, but he's not really used to being a father because he didn't have that, like, around all the time to learn from. So, and then Sauske, on the other hand, he's just too busy worrying about the mission. So he's not thinking about being a parent. He's thinking about the mission. So he's like, you know, you're not supposed to be here. I can't sit here and divulge all the details because this is supposed to be top secret. Like, you can't be here. So she's all upset and everything, and Naruto gets like a quick flashback. So we discover that the White Zetsu army, which is basically like a clone army of undying tree creatures, was actually established way before the war even started. So those were there prior to any of the thing happening with Madara, the unlock of Kaguya, all that other stuff. So, well, that may be speculation. I'm not going to sit there and say that that's actual fact. That's my personal speculation. But the fact that there is a threat out there that is either close to or stronger than Kaguya herself, and you're thinking like, yo, even though the fight wasn't that long, you noticed that Kaguya's power level was pretty godlike. I mean, she could sit there and rip open dimensions at will at any point in time. She can jump through them. She has massive amounts of chakra. She has the Sharingan and the Byakugan and, Rinnegan abilities. She's like a bundle of like the greatest chakra ever. So you would have to think, for there to be a threat out there bigger than her, it would have to be somebody. There would have to be somebody that also, might have taken a bite of that original chakra tree. Now, if you think about Kaguya too, no woman can have children without a man. It's just basic science. So Kaguya having 2 sons, but they never explained who the father was. So that's just me thinking, but maybe that something like that might be the thing of the other parent, his lineage, even though it's not consistent with Otsutsuki and the Sage of 6 Paths, but that's just speculation. But anyway, so they're in the chapter and Sasuke's talking about there might be a threat out there that's way worse than what we've seen before. And if we're going to figure this out, I'm probably the only one that can do it because none of you guys have a Sharingan. And the Sharingan can pick up on a lot of stuff prior to that. Even though Naruto could use his Sage ability to do it as well, but, it's still the idea that you would want somebody that's a little bit more cutthroat to be out there instead of like Naruto, who really needs to be the Hokage of the village. He needs to be the shining light. So Sasuke's out there on this personal mission, and then they cut back, and you see like Sarada sitting there out there like distraught because she just doesn't understand why her father's like being a jerk. So then Naruto's like, just give him a chance. I mean, sure, he comes off like a complete ass, but he's literally a really noble ninja. He's put a lot on the line to be basically like Itachi, being that shadow in the back that everybody will probably despise at some point because of how he has to act, but at the end of the day he's doing it so that he can protect everyone. And he's like, I'll sit here and take the brunt of all of the crap. Like he said before, I'll take the brunt of the heat to keep the village safe while you stay in the forefront to be the last line of defense. So it's kind of like that. Then we cut back to the enemy troop. And you notice that most of them are bearing the Uchiha symbol. So what I'm wondering is, how many Uchihas survive? Either because, one, we know that Itachi and Shisui had to take out almost all of the Uchiha clan to achieve their goals from Danzo. So we were thinking like, okay, the Uchiha's dead. But we're seeing in this village, like, well, not village, but in this clan that they have here, that there's like a ton of Uchiha that are just out here serving this guy, and they're basically trying to form a new Akatsuki. So you're like, oh man, where did all these Uchiha come from? Because technically all of them are supposed to be dead. So how did these people survive? Or are they all just, transplanted? And then they have the main guy who's supposed to be the villain, the new villain. He's like revealing himself. I don't know about you guys, but I caught it automatically. Did that shit look like Danzo for about 5 seconds? Because he pulled up his arm and you see all of the Sharingans on his arm. And I'm like, yo, come on. Don't tell me Danzo survived. Come on. But I don't actually know if that's Danzo or not. Because when they fully revealed him, after he's like, nah, we must gather our forces together and become the new Akatsuki. Go, Uchiha, and kill the Hokage and his stupid lackeys. Like crap like that. And he like sends them out in the portal. But what it seems like is that, because he only has one eye, that seems like it can do the thing that Obito's eye could do. So it only seems like he has one eye that's capable of that. But he has eyes all over his body, kind of like the same thing that Danzo did. So the question to me, I'm thinking, is like, is that Danzo? But he looks kind of younger, so it's like, I don't know. Or it might just be another Uchiha that decided to do the same thing Danzo did, or who knows who that is. If it's Danzo, I'm going to be like, come the fuck on. Didn't Sasuke murder your ass? But, you know, Danzo did have a whole bunch of Sharingans, and even though they were all closing. Now, the only thing would be is that to keep them eyes open, he would have to transplant another Sharingan into them, so which means he would need more eyes for them to reopen. But it would suck if that was Danzo, though. I hope that's just a new villain. But anyway, so there's like a secret. They try to do like a stealth attack on the guys and everything, and of course, and like Naruto's making some funny faces in this one, because right when Sarada asked that question, Naruto was like, "What?" And then, like, when the people attacked, he kind of did that look back where he was like, "Oh, these motherfuckers." So it's like, so it was kind of cool to see Naruto like emoting how badass he is in this manga now. So it's like, it's the coolest thing ever. And then of course Sasuke, after Naruto protects Sarada, and you know everybody's probably under protection, Sasuke jumps in first to be the first strike. And the chapter just kind of ends there. But all in all, this chapter was full of a lot of like a little bit more backstory, so we can understand why Sasuke's out there on his like nature trek all the time. He's on a secret mission. He's basically being like the only Anbu Black Ops they got, and then you have Naruto trying to help him out, but of course he has to be Hokage too. So it's like, you know, it's kind of like that throw up, but. All in all, the chapter was very, very entertaining, and it was really nice read. I mean, if I didn't explain everything already, or if you're watching this, then you probably know what's happening. But still, go read it. And as I always say too, you wanna at some point go buy the manga, buy that manga, and support the artist. Come on, you know, like a lot of people, they're working hard over there in Japan, and I mean, you know, give them some money. This is not me sitting there like saying that I have sponsors, because I don't have sponsors. I wish I had sponsors. Probably get more views. Anyway, so hope you enjoyed the Naruto Gaiden review for Chapter 5, the Shoulder Edition. And please comment and subscribe. Like if you like the fact that Sasuke's kind of a dick to his daughter. Subscribe if you hate the fact that Sasuke's kind of a dick towards his entire family. And comment if you appreciate what's probably going to happen when Sakura gets there, because yeah, she was kind of coming. So that's all for this video, and all I have to say now is just, you know, don't let Sasuke being an ass bring you down, because the dawn always rises on a new day.